A major protest is scheduled for this weekend out front of the U.S. Embassy, and the Ontario branch of the Canadian Union of Public Employees appears to be one of the event's main sponsors, which is raising some eyebrows. Earlier, I spoke with Bryan Passifiume from the Toronto Sun on his reporting on the issue.
Bryan, thank you so much for the time today.
Anytime.
Now, why exactly is a Canadian public sector union sponsoring a protest, and what do we know about who else is participating in this protest?
Well, that's the big question, really, and that's the question that a lot of people have been asking since I've been covering the story. I've written a lot of stories about CUPE Ontario's, preoccupation with Israel, to the point where we have members, both Jewish and not, are questioning why their dues money are going towards, foreign policy decisions that really are outside of the scope of a labor union. So this protest is it's being called Hands Off Iran. It's being organized by Palestinian Youth Movement Toronto, which is a far left radical group that is largely responsible for a lot of the anti-Israel protests that we've seen in Toronto since October 7th.
And what has been the backlash to the news?
Their members are concerned and they're upset. Outside of their Jewish members, the regular rank and file members that I've spoken to are concerned because Iran is it's not a nice government. It's a theocracy that oppresses women, that murders women, that assaults women. LGBTQ people are not safe in Iran. This is a country that bans labor unions, to the point, in fact, that CUPE about 10 years ago passed a resolution denouncing the Iranian government for their anti-labor movements. So, yeah, their response has been concern, confusion. I'm really unsure how. The Ontario branch of Canada's largest public workers union is concerning itself with foreign matters instead of fighting for contracts, fighting for their members, advocating for their members.
And with the union taking part in this protest, is there pressure on CUPE Ontario's president to now resign?
They have been for a bit. Fred Hahn, the president of CUPE Ontario, has a bit of a history of posting shall we say, anti-Semitic stuff on social media to the point where, the CUPE National has asked him to step down. They've demanded his resignation from the national boards, saying that they've lost confidence in his ability to lead. And that's something that a lot of CUPE members that I've spoken to have about Fred Hahn, who seems to be preoccupied with Israel. Clearly preoccupied with Iran as well. And a lot of people are wondering why. Fred Hahn is an openly gay man, someone who would not last 5 minutes in Gaza, much less in Iran, who has a history of executing people for the mere suspicion of being homosexual. So, yeah, a lot of questions are being asked. Unfortunately, not a lot of answers coming from CUPE about what exactly the motives are here.
Well, Bryan, thank you so much for the time today.
Anytime. Thank you.